Gotta walk before you can zoom.
Yep. Okay. So let me know how everything is now. How is audio? Spotify is as low as it can be, I believe. Yeah. And it's already, that's still itself pretty, There we go, turned it down some more. How's the sound?
I don't have the stream open at the moment.
Okay.
I think it sounds okay.
Okay. So, technical starting, but we are started after a couple sputters. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Welcome to Mortally Bankrupt, GM'd by our own, the creator of the game, Adam. He is here.
Hi.
Welcome.
I'm DarkLavenderVoid on some places. And I've been working on this game for about 1.5 years, and I'm glad to be playing it after a long gap in playtesting.
How long have you been creating it, and then how long have you been playtesting in addition to that?
The idea started probably in November-ish of 2011. Not 11. God, 15.
Okay.
And I started developing the game because I found that Blades would be a good place to put it in early 2016, which is also when I started playtesting with Kelsa and Golden H, and later with Sith Master, and then I think that's how I sort of met Primarch, because I got involved with Sith Master, which means we were playing games together and shit like that, and
yeah, that's true.
It's a good time.
Yep, so I got involved pretty early on in a year-long, in Burning R&D, which is another stream, called that because it started off with a year-long Burning Wheel game. None of us in the entire group had ever played it before, so like, we want to learn how to play Burning Wheel. It actually went really well.
Yeah.
But it took months and months and months of dedicated sessions to begin to learn how to Burning Wheel. And so that was with like Golden and Sith Master and Zentropy Zero, and others as we continued on to other games. So yeah, I only fairly recently finished up GMing an Apocalypse World game on that stream, which was really fun. It was fairly shortly after, I think, Apocalypse World 2.0 came out. We started it just after the beginning of the year, I believe. So it was fun.
That's dope. Yeah. Jeff, who are you?
Indeed.
Yeah, so I am Jeff Seuss. I am just my own name on pretty much everything, Twitter and Discord, etc. I am I'm in the very, very beginning stages of working on a gothic romance role-playing game, so not even close to playtesting that yet, but other than that, I just play a lot of games and read a lot of games and support a lot of Kickstarters for games and watch a lot of Twitch.
That's how you do it. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I consume as much of the culture as I can.
What is
Do
you have a favorite game?
My favorite game?
Purely personal preference?
I think right now, Apocalypse World, Apocalypse World 2nd Edition.
Yeah.
Within the last several years. But my favorite, like, going back years and years and years, nostalgia type game would be Call of Cthulhu. So.
I'm gonna turn off the music while we play, and I'll use during breaks. So now we can hear clearly, and everything is still good for the stream, I believe. Excellent. So, Adam, what is Mortally Bankrupt about, if you were to explain it to someone?
So, Mortally Bankrupt is it's like a reality TV show, but the audience is not people. No, the audience is horrible, horrible entities, ghosts that live in the dark web of the internet, eldritch horrors, and just aliens that live in the sky and rearrange the fucking arrangement of the stars and shit. And they just watch. All they do is watch and wait until some mortal gives them permission to do evil shit.
So it's like Shub Niggurath has tuned into Home and Garden Television and is prepared to screw around with the people there.
Yep.
Okay.
It's HGTV meets HP Lovecraft is another good one that we had going for a little while. Let's get started. So the first thing we do is we're going to make a shiny, beautiful, slightly weird neighborhood. And then we're going to start picking what show we are and then picking our playbooks, and then we'll go from there.
Perfect.
So
what does
move over to Roll20, and you'll see we have the neighborhood, which is on the wrong page.
I don't see.
No, it's fine.
The neighborhood. Yes, it is on
screen. So what we do is we start off by answering these little questions about this neighborhood, such as what's its climate and geography, what's its aesthetic, what quietly poisons it, and what's magical about it. And then we're going to split 8 dots among these 4 traits. And what these traits will be used for later on is, say if our climate is snowy, we have to decide how snowy it is. So maybe we give it like a 4, so it's extremely snowy, just cold all year long, crazy shit like that. Whenever I need to decide if it's a blizzard, I will roll the trait for it being snowy. And then if I get a 6 or a crit, then you will be freezing outside in the cold and dying. But if I have less, then I won't roll that as often, and then you'll probably be fine. Just a little chilly, for example. So as a group, we're going to answer these questions together to create our setting together, because that's fun.
So I recently was watching a YouTube video by, I think it was like Frontline or Vox or something, where they showed the streets of Venice, which are the canals of Venice. But actually, no, it was on the new Bill Nye. Check that out. And how the climate change is making the water rise, so that like people's houses, they've had to like put everything up high, and bookstores are putting their books in like clawfoot tubs to keep the books from getting wet when the water rises too high.
Yup.
I feel like I having like that sort of canals for streets and the threat of flooding is a really fun thought, especially
sudden flooding.
Especially if we went with the house flipping thing, where we're trying to flip beautiful homes that keep flooding on these canal streets.
Figure out how to make homes more flood proof after a disaster.
Yeah, and the water's like shitty and gross and toxic and crap.
Oh yeah,
you wouldn't want to.
It has stuff that's been dragged in each time it's flooded.
Yeah, because that's how Venice is too. People have to go out in like boots and shit just so they don't get like weird infections and shit. Yeah, no, it's Venice
so Venice is no longer tourist friendly.
Beautiful, not anymore. Okay, cool. Okay. So what should we put that under? Maybe the aesthetic, or what poisons this place? Because just having shitty
that flooding. Yeah, it is like basically like horrible water. That's everywhere.
So I'm thinking for like the geography part could be canals for streets, and then the floods would be the quietly poisoning.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah.
But I don't want it to be totally Venice. For the actual aesthetic, it could be something totally different.
Yeah.
What about it's like the what if the aesthetic is sort of a desert oasis where there's flooding here, but everywhere else is like super dry desert? We have sort of an Eastern Arabic kind of style.
That's cool. Yeah. Yeah. I like it. What comes to mind for me is like also putting pyramids in places and shit. So it's the pyramids that are flooding. So each season, like the cross section of the pyramid, like the square just gets smaller.
Oh, yeah.
Until the last block on top just floats away or some shit.
the pyramid. Yep. I like that. Are we?
So I'm gonna change the climate to be floating canals in a desert area.
Mm-hmm.
Area, and the aesthetic will be pyramids.
Yeah.
Or more like
Assassin's Creed Origins or something like that.
Like all the buildings are pyramids, or just like there are pyramids in the background of a city?
There are like mini pyramids.
Okay, so it's not just Egyptian pyramids; it's like also the Aztec ones and stuff like that.
Yeah, totally.
Ziggurats.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I like that.
I feel like a canaled city in a place that looks like it has like ancient ziggurats and stuff is pretty cool.
Like, yeah, it'd be like a Minas Tirith kind of city filled with like different levels of canals.
So we've reached the point. I just had a really good idea.
Okay.
What ziggurats remind me of is Babylon, because I hear that's where like some of the first pyramids were or some shit. I don't know. I've seen a lot of fake documentaries as well as real documentaries.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The Sumerians, Babylonians, Assyrians, they had the first ziggurats, yeah.
Yeah. So what I was also thinking is like maybe there's like Towers of Babel, just to get people out of the water.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. And I think ziggurats fits better because pyramids are tombs for the dead and ziggurats are like buildings for very rich people and places of worship for people who are still alive.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And you can actually walk on them because they're not just like... So you can use them as like a location where you actually are instead of just looking at them.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. The question, what's magical, is the last one. I'm half tempted to say the ziggurats and towers themselves might be magical for keeping the water out. And the reason that we're turning over homes might be a population problem. They're just full. They're dry, but we're not turning over these houses for the rich people. We might be turning them over for the poor and desolate people so we can kick them out. Thoughts?
That's cool. So to make sure I understand what you're saying is the present situation that we're trying to fix is all of the people are crowded in these ziggurats and towers, and the rich people want us to get them out, so we're building
beautiful
houses.
mansions in places that certainly won't flood soon.
Exactly.
Yep.
We're extending the olive branch. We're like, okay, there's dry land again. Don't worry. And it's totally going to stay that way. But we're paid to like actually make sure they stay that way as long as possible, even though it's a kind of inevitable thing.
And they're so very affordable because the poor people pay a pittance and they get this beautiful home, and the rich people actually pay for it just to get rid of the poor people out of the towers.
Exactly. No, yeah.
Yeah.
They see it as an investment.
So are we going with like with sort of like people are wearing like robes and sandals, and there just happens to be other like anachronistic technology and stuff? Or are we saying like it's cigarettes and towers, but people are wearing jeans and carrying smartphones?
So the setting of this game is always modern day.
Okay.
Okay.
So, if we do have robes and sandals, the people here are probably in a cult, and that's probably what's magical in this neighborhood.
Wow. I think there should be a cult just because.
Now, is it a water cult or is it an anti-water cult, or is it an entire thing different altogether? I like the
maybe it's a ziggurat cult or a water cult.
What would a ziggurat cult be doing? The ziggurats. We worship them, and they
bring the secrets up out of the water. Yeah, I like water cults.
Yeah,
water
I like
cults
water
are cool
too. Like the divers or something is what they'd be called. They try to like delve into the water and then uncover its treasures and secrets. So
cool. So what's magical here is there's a bunch of buried artifacts and shit. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Treasure.
Submerged artifacts. Submerged ancient artifacts. Cool.
Should we say, since the geography is the flooding canals, should we make, instead of horrible rising water, should the poison thing be like just more specifically the water, whether it's rising or not? Because we already know it's flooding. But should the water itself be
the water itself is mucky,
poisonous,
it's like diving into almost like a swamp or that type of thing?
Yeah.
But it's poisoned, but we're the ones who poisoned it because it was around cities. But now it's always poisoned. It's kind of that. It's too late to fix the water. Now it is poisoning other stuff instead of the thing being poisoned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whoops. What did I do?
So are there factories in this?
Sorry?
Are there factories around this area which are dumping stuff? Okay, cool. Gotcha.
Like the rich, that's one thing they would not give up. The factories were just given stilts.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
cool.
they're like, there's more water, so we can just put more stuff in it because it'll be fine.
Yeah. I imagine it's like a source of hydroelectric power as well. Like there's probably, especially with there being a desert, that probably tells me that there's maybe like a waterfall near here or something.
Yeah, the rivers flow near this place and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So is it like the coastline has a little bit of foliage, but then if you go like a mile off the coast, it's desert? Or are we thinking like the desert butts right up against the water and the water is just so...
the water's rising faster than the
tainted.
Red. Yeah.
Than the what?
The water, I think, is rising faster, and it is tainted. That the greenery that it might produce
is
growing
just dry it up, right up anyway.
It's getting either dried up or drowning under the actual water itself.
Okay, cool.
There's probably a lot of like underwater greenery, like algae and stuff like that, but not anything above the water.
Ah, cool. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so let's split up 8 dots among these. If you hover over the radio buttons, you'll see adequate quality, good quality, excellent quality, superior quality. So those are just words that you can use to sort of measure how big of an influence we want each one of these to be.
Okay.
I think I want submerged ancient artifacts to be a lesser influence, just because that's sort of how we're describing it. So I might make that like a 1 or something.
Yep, I think that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If we're gonna be overturning like houses that probably have been flooded in the past, then I think the water is tainted should probably be a fairly big one at like a 3.
Okay.
I can get on board with that.
Yep, I fully agree as well.
So that's 4. We have 4 more.
Mm-hmm. If we start feeling really ambivalent about the other 2, we could just do 2 and 2.
Yeah, 2 and 2.
But let's see how we. Yeah.
If we're gonna go 3 and 1, I would like the flooding canals to be 3.
I actually think 3 and 1.
But 2 and 2.
We're not going to be in the ziggurats and towers often. We're going to be outside of them, overturning houses that have been flooded. So
That's
3
true.
and 1 makes the most sense.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Perfect.
Nice and zigzaggy.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay, now as a lesson for how to use more of the sheet, if you go to the how to play section, which I might be doing for you anyway.
You are, but we can see. Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm going to open the pilot episode thing, and that's just a little checklist I've written in for some things. So the next thing we have to do is we have to pick which show we are. I think we already have because we didn't ever stop talking about being flippers. So we're flippers.
Flippers. What are the options? Right now, okay.
The other option is we could be epicures, so we could be like Food Network show people, which is also cool, but I think for today,
I agree.
I'm feeling the flippers. Yeah.
Me too.
Dope. Cool. So that's what we'll be. Let's see. Yep. That's what I thought it was. Next, we are going to pick playbooks. You will see the list in the pick a playbook section. And what I need you to do is not write on this page, but
make our own characters.
Go to the journal and add your own characters. And
Okay.
Awesome.
I don't know if I'll pick the noise, as I mentioned before, just because we only have 2 people and if one of them wasn't physically there, then it wouldn't make a lot of sense.
Gotcha.
What are you thinking, Jeff? Do you have any in mind? If you hover your mouse over each choice, it'll tell you a thing about him. You said no for Hitch, right? Hitch is not a choice right now. It's being reworked.
Nope. Yep.
Okay.
Do not
take that.
That's fun.
I think I remember.
You continue.
I remember a couple of these, but I don't remember what's the thrall.
So the thrall wasn't in the other one I told you about. It's a let me read the description. It's a servant to dark powers. So it's basically like some sort of cultist thing with like I know its starting ability is that you serve one of the watchers in chat and you can invoke their power.
Okay. I feel like maybe I might go with the tool.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was thinking about the shade, which would, both of us together would make a lot of sense. We're just 2 people for this type of show.
Yep. So someone that does the fixes and someone that greases the palms and the wheels.
Opening in that window. I wish you could control what window things opened in. It's very difficult without copying and pasting links.
Yep.
Can you send me the rules again? Because I'm having trouble finding them.
Yes.
Here we go, I found it, never mind.
Okay.
Copy link, it was just a while back in the chat. Can you, oh, that works. Sure. Never mind. I got it.
Okay, cool.
Figuring I have like 6 things on a window open, but it's working. Slowly. Okay. So I'm going to take a look right now at the shade, because I would like to do them. If I can.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's totally a thing.
Where are we? Shade.
I'm gonna
the tool. That's the shyster. Where's the shade?
The shyster is the shade. I had to change it because
it?
I figured out shyster is an anti-Semitic word, and I didn't want anti-Semitic words in my game.
That makes sense. I didn't know that.
Oh, you know what? I didn't know that was anti-Semitic.
I didn't either.
Oh.
One of my lovely patrons playtested it at a con, and they were like, I'm going to have a really hard time continuing to play this game if this word is in here. And I was like, then we're getting rid of it.
Yep. So my starting ability, if I did play a shade, the fine print, you may keep the price of your dark bargain a secret until after it is accepted. If you do, and they still accept, give them 2 dark dice and reveal the price. So how does that work?
that is not a thing at the current moment. That is an old rule. So I will read you the current
ability.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if I had more time, I could have made this like an autofill thing, but I just didn't. So I'll just read it to you from out of the code.
Okay.
Your new starting ability is called Skimmer, and its description is when you take out a loan, you get +2 stash. And taking out a loan is an ability. It's not an ability. It's a downtime action where you can get money right away, but you'll have to pay it back 2 for 1 later.
Okay. And this is just in addition to whatever the loan is for, I get +2 stash.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Interesting. That makes I like that. It gives a lot of incentive to do that.
Yeah. So that's your starting one. So you get that one for free.
Okay. Are the other special? We don't start with any special abilities, right? Or do we choose one? I can't remember.
We choose one. I've gone back and forth on this rule a couple of times. So if you're confused, that's not surprising.
Okay.
Do we want to do a little bit of bookkeeping, and I'll just tell you what abilities you have access to, and you'll write them down in the
that would make
the section.
Sense.
Okay. I only did 3 other ones because that's all I had time for. So if you're going for the shade, here's your 3 abilities. I'll give you the names first and then the description second. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Your first one is called Headhunter.
Okay.
Your second one is called Cheat.
Okay.
And your third one is called Deal Closer.
All right.
Headhunter says when the stars create a new cohort, you get to pick an additional crew upgrade.
Okay.
Because you're good at finding talent.
Yep. Cheat.
You may expend your specialty to resist a consequence of suspicion or persuasion.
My specialty?
Yep, that's special armor.
Okay.
I changed the name because...
Armor?
Yeah.
Okay. To resist what specifically?
A consequence of suspicion or persuasion.
Okay. Perfect. And Deal Closer?
During downtime, you get 2 ticks to distribute.
Yep.
Among any long-term project clocks that involve closing deals.
Ooh. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Also, I think on Cheat you missed... I'm not looking at your sheet, so I might be wrong, but it's... there's a comma, and then it says, or to push yourself for subterfuge.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, cool.
I'll probably pick... I think I will pick the Shade. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Especially since you did all that writing.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, Jeff, let me give you your special abilities. This one's fun. You get this one for free. So check mark that you have it. It's called Rrr, and it's 5 R's followed by an exclamation point, and then again with a space in between.
Where do I put that?
Let me see. If you go to Star, which you're already on, at the bottom you'll see Fun with Special Abilities, and then you'll see Add.
Oh, I can add. Okay, cool.
Yep.
So it's rrr.
Yeah.
Okay. And what does it do?
You may expend specialty to resist a consequence.
Specialty to resist a consequence.
Of damage to your tools or vehicles.
Damage to my tools or vehicles.
or to push yourself while using them.
So it's not like like I'm making animal noises. It's like I'm making power tool noises.
Yeah.
Okay.
So exclamation points. Like that. And you get 3 choices after that. So your first one's called Forbidden Technician.
Okay.
And it says, when you invent or craft a creation with forbidden technological features.
Am I supposed to fill in all these or just choose some of them?
You'll just choose some of them. Do you want me to read all of them to you and then you'll pick one?
Yeah, am I picking one of them?
Yeah.
Okay, one of the 3 that you're about to explain. Okay.
Yeah. So the first one is Forbidden Technician. When you invent or craft a creation with forbidden technological features, take +1 result level, and you begin with 1 special design already in your head.
Okay.
The second one is Supervisor, which says when you lead a group action, you can only suffer 1 stress at most, regardless of the number of failed rolls.
Okay.
Have you gotten that far in Blades that you've seen how group actions work yet?
Not in the book. I have seen it in one of the plays, the actual plays.
Okay.
Kind of.
Okay, gotcha. So when you lead a group action, a bunch of you roll the same action together, and you take the highest result. But if people fail the roll, you get 1 stress for each person who fails.
Gotcha.
If you have this ability, you only suffer 1 stress regardless of how many people you're leading.
Okay.
So you're better able to deal with leading people. And then the last one is called Swagged. And you just get +2 load. You can carry 2 more items.
You know what? I think I'm going to choose that one, even though it's simple. Because it sounds like
good.
I'm going to want to carry a lot of gear around.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like the one guy fixer-up team, basically.
Yeah.
So I get to carry +2 load.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how load works. So
sweet. Okay, cool.
I like that.
Nice.
Awesome. So, we've picked our playbooks and our special abilities and have our starting ability. So, I see next, I believe, is the background?
Yep. All you do is you make up your background and you just say what your career is, what you do.
Okay. Shade, naturally good Connor, and cheater. That could be a thing. What examples do you have of backgrounds that might be applicable, since we create our own world?
Just off of the top of my head, with the world that we've created, I don't know, the sort of person who convinces the rich that, hey, we can build houses for the poor people so you can get them out of here.
I think
like people who lead a home
in real estate, like legitimate real estate.
Okay, gotcha. So, do you have a license? Are you licensed?
I think I had a license. I have a license. I was caught and either had to, in order to keep my license, I had to either blackmail, or like do something for the person who caught me, so that I wouldn't get reported. But I think they basically, instead of me getting reported, they just like kicked me out of the like organization I was a part of, the like real estate company.
Yeah, that sounds like a faction. We'll come back to that later.
Excellent. So yeah, my background was in real estate. I think that my character was always shady. He just got caught once, and now he has to. It kicked him down a notch. in terms of the tier of stuff he's able to do. And I think one of the benefits of doing this is that he can be shady without as easily being caught if he does stuff
Totally
outside of the ziggurats.
Yeah.
Jeff, so what I'm not sure what language I want to use for it, but basically I'm going for that. You ever like live in a kind of a crappy apartment complex, and they have that one guy that works there that comes around and fixes stuff, but he's not really a carpenter, he's not really an electrician, he's not really a plumber. He just has tools and fixes things, and he does a horrible job most of the time. Like, I kind of want to be that guy, except maybe a little bit handier with stuff. But I'm certainly not licensed. I'm certainly not doing anything to code. But I can make it at least look like it's fixed.
Yeah. Are you like? Is your title like janitor or something like that?
No, I don't know what to.
General contractor is always
there you go. General contractor. That's perfect. I was gonna write like carpenter / electrician not licensed / plumber not licensed / but yeah, general contractor works well enough.
Yeah. Cool. The next thing we do is we establish our toxicity. And next to the toxicity thing, there's a box that says, what do you fear most? This is going to be the thing that drives a huge part of your character. It's going to be the thing that forces you to do terrible things because there's just not really a choice because you just can't face this one thing. So like for some people, they're supposed to be like pretty deep fears as well. So like the fear of being alone, the fear of disappointing people, the fear of a certain ideology.
Like they're fairly fundamental fears.
Yeah.
Okay. And do we? How does this work? We reveal them now, or?
Yeah.
Okay. I think in keeping with the shade, I think I named my character Adio, which in Egyptian means righteous. Ha. I think he fears actually. He fears having to work fairly because he is afraid that he is not good at his actual job, and that's why he cheats. He fears being on this. He fears an equal playing field because he doesn't think he's a good player.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
that's good.
A fair chance. That's what he fears because he wants one that's better than fair.
He fears a fair chance.
Yep, because if he had a fair chance, he believes he would fail.
Oh, okay.
And he might not be wrong. Yeah.
But he could be.
He might be wrong. That's a play to find out thing.
Yep. Jeff, what are you thinking?
He fears idle hands, particularly his. He doesn't want to ever be without something to do.
Do you fear idle hands in other people as well?
I think so, but primarily himself.
Mm-hmm.
So if he ever doesn't have something to work on, he starts to get concerned. He starts to get antsy. So he'll start working on a project, even if it's a bad idea, just to be working on something.
Gotcha. And another thing we'll do as well is if we were to play this game for a longer period of time, we would probably end up flashing back a bunch of times to dig into why those things are the case.
Right.
Yep. This is the pilot episode. You don't need flashbacks in the pilot.
I think he's He's probably also distrustful of people who don't work with their hands, who aren't busy.
Looking at no particular person.
Definitely not the only other person here. Nope.
Nope. Okay, cool. So the next thing we do is, by the way, this might be subtle, but you start with 1 toxicity.
Yeah, I see that.
Instead of 0. Yeah, that's a thing.
Okay.
Cool.
What is toxicity? Is that like trauma?
Yeah, it's like trauma, yeah.
So. Okay.
I'm sort of fiddling around with it at the moment. It might turn into something else. So the next thing we do is we create our factions. And I'm going to do this because I'm realizing I forgot to include a good procedure for how to do this. I'm just going to do this similar to the way it's done in the book.
Okay.
Okay. So I think we might have to do something first. For our show, we need to pick some things. We need to pick what the gimmick of our show is. So for Property Brothers, for example, their gimmick is that they're twin brothers who renovate things together, and they're the perfect match because one does the business and the other does the heavy lifting.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and like Property Virgins is all about like selling houses to people that have never bought property before and they're afraid to. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. The one that comes to my head right now is it's about it basically doing it as cheaply as possible. Like it's might be what our thing is. Like like moral or not, it's the show is about
what can we get away with?
Exactly. What can you get away with? How many corners can you cut in the deal, in the actual work, in the selling it, in just everything?
So has this game changed so that it is legitimately a reality show? It's not just seeming like that, but like we're actually on TV?
You are not actually on TV.
Okay.
We're not on a set, but we might as well be as well, I think.
Because if we were on a set with an actual camera crew, I would think that we should call the show Corner Cutters.
I think we get to name the show.
Yeah, we do name the show, but
I like Corner Cutters.
So basically, to sort of explain like the sort of confusing nature of this, it's you are people who are living real lives, but kind of outside of that in this.
Our entire reality is like a TV show for someone else, for Eldritch Horrors,
yeah.
Right?
So for like the Eldritch Horrors, they have brains that can edit your life for them so that they see it like a reality show. Like their brain inserts graphics and edits it
and like
perfectly.
They skip
like
forward to past the boring bits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
It's like
so in their head, your show has a name and you have a gimmick, and there's been photo shots done of you that you don't remember, and
there's like marketing stuff that we've no awareness of whatsoever. Interviews with the actors.
Yep.
Awesome. I like Corner Cutters.
Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah. It makes sense with like the Aztec pyramids. Like there's some sort of subtle like symbolism there.
Yeah, in the logo.
Very much so.
Yeah, totally.
So the gimmick is just getting
literally being as cheap as possible.
Yeah.
I think so, if that works.
Yeah, so it's
and there's like pressure between you doing a shitty job and trying to protect the people who are like going to be living in these houses as well. So it's like this is the show about the corners that you can cut and where you can't.
Yeah, and I think it's
like it's totally ethical. It's totally going to stay and be fine every single time.
I like in the premise we don't make any we probably lose money unless we cut corners to cut costs. Like we ourselves, we buy the place for more money than it's worth unless we cut corners, and then that's why we have to do it, because we literally will not be able to feed ourselves unless we cut corners in in flipping this.
That's cool. Okay, neat. What's the thing we do next? Oh yeah, we're still doing the faction thing and the various creation stuff.
Yes, factions.
So our hunting grounds is this neighborhood, and look at the map and pick a district. Decide how to deal with the faction that claims this area. So there's another group of people who also does houses. And you can I don't actually have status in this hack, so we're going to do this in a vaguer sort of way.
A fictional sense right now?
Yeah. Who is this other group of house flippers? What do they do that's different from you? And what's your relationship with them?
I think they're the organization I might have been kicked out of.
Right.
Before I went independent. I don't think they cut corners at all. I think that the way they're able to make their money is in effectively bulk flipping.
Gotcha.
So they bulk.
They have a full crew of like they have like an actual carpenters and plumbers and electricians, but they're all taking turns fixing 10 houses at a time.
Yeah, it's very kind of like machinery. What is it? What am I forgetting? Like a factory worker type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
assembly line-esque. There we go.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think that I think we are able to. The only way we like in relation to us, they have a code that they keep. We're independent, but I'm still like licensed like they are, and I think that they charge more than we do, and that's and that is, but not much more. They're kind of like Walmart. Before you get to like the Chinese, we're the Chinese knockoffs. They're the Walmart, so we are still cheaper. But they're still the cheapest legitimate like retailers for flipping. I think that it's all about bulk and numbers for them. So they flip a lot of houses, they sell everyone. People effectively pre-purchase houses before they're flipped because they know that it'll be done right. Things like that.
Gotcha. What should their name be, do we think?
Is this also like a show name?
Not a show name. This is just like the name for the organization.
Don't think so, no. So yeah, it's just a faction name. It could be something
faction name,
like their company name or what people call them or whatever.
Yeah.
We can also just put a placeholder in there, like big flipper agency or whatever.
If I can think of something quickly. I can't think of a decent one. Not a decent one.
Let's steal something here. Let's do Can we turn something like Beachfront Bargain Hunt into our own? Or
I think we can maybe leave it. I've just written it down as the flipping agency for now. Like maybe later on we can come back and give it a different name, because what we can do is we can just like give it more and more names and then trim the names that don't work as well. Yeah. So
precisely. Okay.
Yeah.
Any other factions that we have in mind? That's the water
Yes.
cult. The one.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let me take a look because these are also tied to things that you get as a crew or a show. Choose special ability. We haven't done that yet. Maybe we should do that now. Yeah.
So we named our show, but can we call it name our business?
I think that's what we're about to do.
Oh, is that part of the? Okay. I didn't realize that was part of it.
Oh, is the Corner Cutters, the show name, the same name as the crew?
Might be.
No,
might
I wouldn't.
be.
I wouldn't say that. No, I was gonna say like, bang for your buck or,
yeah,
something that says
so the real version
not...
is a much worse name, and then in the reality show outside of reality, it's you just like that name has been redacted, and then
yeah, it's the exact same logo that we officially use, but with different words on it.
Yeah.
Corner Cutters. Yeah, I like bang for your buck.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm marking the show on the neighborhood sheet. I didn't realize I was quite doing that, but that works because then it's on a neutral.
Yeah, we could. We can just flip between them as needed, so we can keep them both together.
Yeah, exactly. So we need to choose a special ability.
Yes.
So I'll go through those.
That's for our show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We have 3 abilities for flippers.
Okay.
The first one is handy.
Okay.
That's what it's called.
Yep.
And the description is each star may take an action dot in drive, snap, or work.
Okay.
And if you hover over what each of those does, drive is driving vehicles, snapping at someone is blowing up at them, etc. And working is doing difficult manual labor.
Okay.
Cool.
The next one is Mind Palace, and it says you may spend a confessional to shift reality into the pseudo-space of moving CGI where you illustrate your creative vision. And when you do this, you get +1 to the engagement roll because you're pulling everybody into like that thing on reality shows where like the home they are creating just shows up as like a floor plan or whatever. So
yeah,
you get people all in the same headspace.
Yeah. Do you want to repeat that description officially? Because
I can copy and paste it. You don't need to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really easy for me to do. So.
What's the third one?
The third one is called Feng Shui, and I'm going to do this. Okay, I copied that in. Feng Shui is you may invoke the principles of Feng Shui to understand the subtle flows of energy in a house. So it's how to how Feng Shui works.
Okay.
How does that affect the mechanics?
So I imagine that certain the way certain spaces are arranged in an occult way will
it's an actual
probably increase or decrease effect. Yeah.
Yeah. It'll probably change our effect and scale a bit depending on what's happening.
Yeah. And certain very spiritual people will care a lot about the feng shui of their house.
Yeah, exactly.
In this particular neighborhood, they probably want, if they know what's going on, for their bedrooms to be closer to these ziggurats. And then you put the kitchen on the other side and shit like that. And if you have this ability, you understand all the meanings behind that. Because feng shui is also a local thing. If there's mountains in the area, then you want to position things in certain ways relative to the mountains. And
okay.
Cool.
I'm not feeling the feng shui.
Okay, totally.
I agree.
I could see us either doing Mind Palace, but with where the CG overlay is just showing the shitty fixer, the really crappy version of whatever we're going to fix. For example, it shows how we're using spray foam instead of wood to fix part of that wall. Or I could see just taking handy and getting the bonus action dots. I would probably put mine in work.
Are we likely to do a full engagement in the pilot session, Adam?
Yes, because when we go to our job, we're going to do an engagement role. So yeah. Totally.
Yeah. You want to go?
I'd go for Mind Palace.
You're leaning towards Mind Palace?
I am.
Let's do it.
Okay. Tick box. Next.
Well, I think we both tried to tick it.
Yes.
Awesome. The next thing we have to do, let me take a look again. It's so handy that the special edition has bookmarks, and 2 of them. I love it. Now we get crew upgrades.
Ooh.
That is not working on the sheet as I am looking at it, so we're just going to put it into somewhere else.
The bio and info.
Yeah. So in crew creation, you assign some crew upgrades, which I have in the place before. Yeah. And one faction helped you get an upgrade, and you get a relationship with them. And one faction was harmed when you got an upgrade.
I see. I like how those tie together.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll establish our relationships with them.
Yeah.
So let me give you those upgrades so that we have something to work from. Here we go. Yes, we are. That's totally a thing.
Then while we do that, do we want to go on to break now?
Yeah, we could.
Okay. So we're going to go to our first break while Adam looks that up. Should be for 5 minutes. I don't have a timer plug-in for an OBS. I tried to download one. It never works. Oh well. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes, maybe less, hopefully less. Yeah. So thank you for watching the first hour. We'll see you. Is this going to be a 3 or 4 hour show combined? I can't remember.
3, so we have 2 more hours.
2 more hours to go. Thank you for watching, everyone. We'll be back shortly. Can I... They can all hear us right now. I'm trying to figure out how to mute you guys so I don't hear you.
I can just mute myself.
Oh, yeah, sure, dude. Let's do that. You guys mute yourself.
You blowing the lines when you're making a scene. No see your every move. Private eyes, they're watching you. They're watching your every move. They're watching you. They're watching, watching you, watching you. They're watching. How much deception can you take? How many lies will you create? How much longer till you break? Your mind's about to fall, and you're breaking through, and you're breaking through. Breaking through. Breaking through.
All right. Okay. And we are back. If you guys unmute yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Everything is going well. We have 0 dropped frames in the first hour, so that's good.
It's really good. That's a lot better than I usually do.
I am plugged in directly to my internet without any Wi-Fi, so that's probably why.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me look at those crew upgrades. And some of these are easily portable from Blade. So like making a cohort is easy to do.
Okay.
Makes total sense.
Yep.
Some of the ones that are specific to flippers are you can get heavy machinery, for instance, which you might need if you're doing a lot of like stuff on the water. Like maybe you need like a boat with like a crane or something to put things into space. So that might actually be a good one. That costs 2 upgrades.
Okay. A cohort also costs 2, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay. I kind of like the idea of a cohort. If there's just two of us as player characters, a cohort would be fun to hang around with, and then having an NPC helper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what would what's that? What's the other options?
The other options are you make your subcontractors elite, or you make your decorators elite, but you need a cohort already to have that be a thing. So those aren't upgrades for right now.
Okay.
They are legitimate ones that would be useful, yeah.
Looking over this list, the only one you can get right now from this list is the heavy machinery one. Because for the other ones, you would either need to have cohorts already, or it's the trauma upgrade that costs 3 to get, and you only have 2 boxes. So,
Okay.
at present,
I'm a little not really sure how crew upgrades work. So, is it not just like character modes where you have a bunch and you pick one?
It right now it kind of is. It in terms of long-term games, it works very slightly differently in that you acquire them differently. But at the start of the game, when you just both when you pick from some, yeah, they're kind of similar. They are, unlike abilities, they aren't their own real things. They're just upgrades to stuff you already have, or sometimes a couple small extra stuff.
I see.
But they aren't as massive as special abilities usually.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the cohort sounds fine. I don't think heavy machinery makes sense for us.
Not if we're just doing it on the cheap end. No, I agree.
No.
Yeah. So what types of... what's the cohort creation process?
do you want a gang of people, so like a very small crew, or do you want an expert? I'd probably recommend an expert because usually... like I'm operating under the idea that this is like a tier 0 crew from Blades. So what you would get is like 2 unskilled people as opposed to 1 skilled person.
Yeah, I agree. An expert would be good.
Yeah, what's he an expert in?
I'm thinking that you probably just need like a person who knows how to build houses, particularly in this area, like who's familiar with what you need to take care of to make sure that houses don't flood.
Yeah.
So he's the flood expert specifically?
Yeah, that
like a local.
Makes sense. Like maybe at some time in his or her life.
So I'm like trying to fix the floorboards, and he's like, no, you need to put a bathtub here and just put all their stub things in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
You do it. He tells us. He tells us how to flip it. I manage the business part and the lying part, and you, Jeff, actually do the construction work. Yeah, this could work with our cohorts. Yeah. They're our advisor. Perfect.
I've seen that done that way before, so yeah, that's totally a thing.
Okay. Then
I'm just gonna mark that on the bio and info.
Yeah.
So nobody touch the bio and info because otherwise strange things happen in Roll20.
Yes, I think the latest save, even if most people have it open, the one who saved last is the one who's they will actually work with. Yeah.
They get 1 die to roll as opposed to 0.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah. Yeah. What we need to do is give them edges and flaws as well, which I'm just going to port from Blades 2. So...
Okay.
I need to go backwards instead of forwards. Here we go. So let's maybe pick 1 edge and 1 flaw, or I'll just read the list and we'll make a decision. Your edges can be that your cohort is fearsome, which means they're terrifying in aspect and reputation. Okay. Or they could be independent, which means they can be trusted to make good choices. they might be loyal, so they can't be turned against you. They might be tenacious, so they can't be deterred from a task. Do any of those seem good?
If we're
I
all
like the-
about corner cutting,
Pardon?
I was gonna say if we're all about corner cutting, then I would prefer loyal because that means that they will not sell us out.
Yeah, I'm liking that idea too. I almost see it as like the expert is like it's like a younger kid. He's
A lot of street.
he's
smarts.
got a nose for he's street smart. He's got a nose for the the tricks of protecting your property from the flooding water because he lived in the flood zone for so long.
Yeah, we're keeping him off the streets with the money that we give him.
Yeah, and he's like,
is she an engineer maybe too? Because I know engineering is not a super hard degree to nail down, because I think it's like a bachelor's or something that you can get.
You can get a bachelor's. It's very common nowadays in the modern times, yeah. I like that they're not an engineer. They're an engineer dropout.
Yeah, that could work.
I like that better.
Yeah.
They
like dropped out in like partway through their second or third year.
Yeah.
Well, what more like
did maybe
more like the university was destroyed in the flood.
Maybe that's
just no university
that's
to finish it.
material.
That's really good because now she's a flood expert. Because she's like, and I'm just gonna learn this shit on my own from the internet, and we are going to teach people how to never make this shit happen again.
Yeah, I like that.
Cool.
Awesome.
I'm going to name her
okay.
Aziz.
Perfect.
Aziz. A-Z-I-Z.
Yep. Are you adding her to the NPCs under the show?
I will. I'm still in the bio and info.
Okay.
So she's loyal, and then we have to pick a flaw as well. She's principled. The cohort has an ethic or values that she won't betray. She's savage, so she's excessively violent and cruel. Some of these don't fit, surprisingly.
Not for a
unreliable.
Regular, yeah.
Are you
not for
so
a non-Blades game?
Sorry.
I was saying it doesn't fit unless it's specifically Blades in the Dark. Then it fits.
Yeah, exactly. Unreliable. The cohort isn't always available due to other obligations. Wild. The cohort is drunken, debauched, and loudmouthed.
How do you plan to play your character, Jeff? Do you plan to play your character? It sounds like Wild would make a good sort of contrast to both of our characters.
Yeah, I think that would.
Yeah.
That would certainly be different.
Okay. Loyal and wild.
Maybe that's another reason why she didn't stay in school the whole time.
Yep, maybe. Quite possibly.
Okay, cool.
And there we have our expert. Yes, the term feels weird.
Yeah. Okay. So she's a cohort, so she's an upgrade. So one faction helped you get access to her, and then one faction was harmed when you teamed up with her.
So
okay.
Does one of those factions have to be the one that we already defined?
No. These are probably both going to be totally new ones.
Totally new ones? Oh,
yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The university reconstruction project was harmed when we stole it from them.
Okay, cool.
I have another idea. What if we actually like convinced her to drop out of university, and that's why like the university doesn't like us? You can
And
just
she
make
was
more money
easily
flipping houses. You already know enough. You can still drink and you can still party while also making money. It's not one or the other. And we convinced her like, hey,
That's really good.
So maybe they're still maybe the university flooded, but they're still conducting classes in like the upper floor and on the roof.
Okay.
So she both dropped out, and we stole her from the reconstruction project where they were trying to rebuild and pump water out and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, just come work with us.
And the flooding was just another excuse. Like, this place is literally sinking.
Yeah.
This place is fucking Titanic. We're gonna get the fuck out of here.
Precisely.
You guys are awesome. Yeah.
So they don't like that.
Okay, cool. When offered a job. Cool.
And then you said one faction likes us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Also for
might be one of Aziz's friends.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that helped us get her?
What if there's like a society of engineers, and oddly enough, while the university hates us, she's like putting in a good word, like, yeah, this is awesome! When they can afford you, you should come work for these guys too, they're amazing! And that type of thing.
Yeah, that's cool. So maybe it could be like a faction of students that go to the university?
Like it's the literal guild of engineers within like the subgroup of it that's at the university.
Mm-hmm. So it's the universities.
So the faculty hate us, but the students like us.
Yep.
Interesting.
Awesome. Okay, so that's handled. There's 2 more factions we have to make. So we make a favorite contact. So we make another person who...
Is this in a cohort, or is it?
This is not a cohort.
I didn't think so. Okay.
Yeah. Aziz is your flooding expert, and then we're going to make another person who... like, we could have it both ways. Do we have a friend who has the machinery you need to build in this sort of environment?
That depends. Jeff, do you think your character does by default with your gear choices and your extra load?
I would expect that we carry our own stuff.
Okay. I think that what if we have like an informant? Like, while Aziz is kind of a street rat, this other person is like, they literally still live amongst the neighborhoods. They're our scout basically, who's like
what if that's that's how we get some really, we maybe don't flip 10 houses at a time, but we get some of the choicest properties because this person is helping us scoop the best properties before the other group can get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they're...
I see you've got the special edition Blades book there. I too have a special edition version.
I have the PDF. What about like not just a scout? What if this person's also like an actual criminal? Like if there's some sort of crime enterprise that needs the land.
Are they a hacker?
Hackers wouldn't need lots of houses. What if they're like a smuggling ring of some kind? Artifact smuggling.
So
yeah,
what
I see it.
There's like a while we're doing construction, they use the basement as storage for illicit goods, and then as we're getting close to ready to sell it, then it gets moved around so that they keep moving stuff around and it doesn't get found by the authorities.
Yes.
That's cool. Yeah.
Let's do that.
I like that because sometimes in Blades you're like, this person's my friend because it would be really helpful to have this friend instead of like the other way where it's like, I'm very convenient for this person.
Yeah.
Right.
This is very mutual.
Yeah.
That is perfect. So they find us good places that that we can flip, and they get to hide out there while we're flipping it.
Mm-hmm.
So I have this wonderful image of like, you know, this group of smugglers that are like stashing stuff in the basement, and they're kind of like hardened criminals, and one of them's hanging around. He's kind of guarding the merchandise, right?
Yeah, probably.
And I'm like, here, hold this, and I'm like having him hold up a door frame.
Yeah, and Aziz is there like, no, a little to the right. Perfect.
So I'm going to name this person Happy.
Yes. They always have an entirely neutral face, like Captain Holtz from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
Do they talk at all? I imagine they talk sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Okay, so then there's one faction who's friends with your artifact smuggler, and then there's a person who doesn't like your artifact smuggler.
The water cults might want, like, I originally thought of them as divers, but what if, like, they are at odds with this criminal organization because the artifacts belong to the water? Or maybe they just want them for their own use because the smugglers are probably selling the artifacts to rich people, and the water cult gets nothing about that, and it's like, they say that the artifact should be, like, handled in a specific way that keeps them, like, from being tainted, and things like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm all on board with that.
Perfect.
So then that's a person who hates our artifact smuggler. Who likes our artifact smuggler?
There's probably a faction that's like the rich. That's probably if we had.
Yeah, I wanted that faction as well. Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely like the artifact smugglers because they buy from them.
Okay, cool.
But it's not just the rich. It should be more specific than that. It should be like
rich artifact collectors or
yeah,
old money. The old money like them.
Yeah.
There's lots of rich people, but there's like it's like a dozen families who have
like,
been rich
like
for generations.
Yeah. The Illuminati.
Yeah, effectively.
I just like that our positive tick is literally with the Illuminati.
Yeah. Illuminati.
Amazing.
Collecting magical artifacts to do whatever they want with them.
Mm-hmm.
You're helping without having any knowledge whatsoever. If again, being like a TV show, this is one of those arcs where none of the main characters have any idea what's going on, only the audience does.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah. You're writing that down right now?
Yep. Okay, now we're good.
Perfect. What's next?
I think we're all good for factions and show upgrades and NPCs and stuff like that. All we really need to do is name the neighborhood that we're in.
Okay. The first thing that came to my head is the worst possible name that one could ever have of anything. The Flooded District from Dishonored.
Uh-huh. So we're going with like a sort of like Middle Eastern thing as well. So
yeah.
I'm going to look up some words.
Sure. I'll be right back real quickly.
Okay.
Mute myself.
Hi, chat. I'm gonna fill the space and noise with sound. So I'm going to translate the thing to Arabic. I'm going to see what canal is in Arabic.
I'm looking, but I'm not seeing anything super.
That is way too close. Kana. That is way too close to canal. No, we're not doing that. I'm sorry.
Can we call it the wet bank? Oh wait, no, that might be a little too on the nose.
Google Translate, don't fail me now. What's Arabic for? What's water in Arabic? Ma'an. That's pretty good. What's sea? Bar. Dope.
Hey, Max.
Those are cool.
What do we got?
I was looking at names for like water and sea in Arabic.
Yeah.
And the name that is just me putting Arabic words together is Ma'an Bar.
Ooh. I like that.
Okay.
Ma'an Bar. It sounds like somewhere like a district of Mordor. I say that in a good way.
Totally. Yeah.
Okay, so we have that. Now, I think our characters need to pick our stats, right? You know,
yes, we need to assign some action dots. Yeah.
Actions, yeah.
So, for the... I'll go in reverse order this time. For the tool, you get 1 dot in drive and 1 dot in work. And for the shade, you get 1 dot in...
So just get 1 in drive and 1 in work?
Yep.
From your class.
That's because of your playbook. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. What do I get?
You get 1 in fake and 1 in... Trying to decide because I forget and action dots have changed around.
Okay, I was going to look at the...
I'll let you pick. Do you want a dot in judge or a dot in lull?
Judge or lull?
I feel like charm, seduce, and mesmerize is like the number one thing that a sleazy car salesman style guy is going to be.
Right. I mean, fake is what I already have. Lie, exaggerate, and create drama. So then I choose between judge, aka which the description is argue and condemn, or lull, charm, seduce, and mesmerize. I think I might pick lull because it explains more how we managed to get Aziz to be here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, what does typecast mean? Is it once you get 4 in a thing, you can't have 4 in anything else?
So, what typecasting is it's a little like highlighting in Apocalypse World, except you get an extra action dot instead of getting XP for rolling.
That is really
and
cool.
The people who assign that to you are the people who trust you, the people who distrust you, and the audience.
Awesome.
Each of them will typecast 1 for you, so you'll get 3 typecast actions, and those will change from episode to episode if we were to play more in the future.
That's cool. I like that. Okay. And then I assume we pick more dots based on their background and stuff?
Yep. You pick 1 more based on your background.
Okay.
And you assign the other one for free.
Real
1 based on our
totally
background.
Gonna exaggerate. I will upgrade my fake to 2 for sure. Because real estate. will my character ever do anything physical in terms of actually helping?
You've got other people to do that for you.
Exactly. I have multiple other people to do that for me. I'm not going to do that. Gaze, maybe.
How does the background influence? Is it just I pick something that I feel like fits the background?
Exactly.
Yep.
Okay.
You just pick based on what your background is.
That's the exact way it works in Blades too.
And I might go for something in mind because I want the better resistance dice.
Mm-hmm.
Borrow from artistic inspiration. Or argue and condemn. I'll do crib. Yeah, I think I'll go for one in crib.
Yeah. So you're gonna do a little bit of art.
I think my character considers himself an artist. I think with one in crib, he is not great at all. He is good enough to be noticeably bad instead of unnoticeably anything.
Yeah.
So.
Well, remember how the dice and blades work. Even if you have 0, you can still get 2 dice very reliably. So
that's true.
I wouldn't say you're bad at it.
Yeah.
I'd say you're okay at it.
What would he do for art? I don't think it's music or like visual art. It's something weird, I think.
Well, you could make it like architecture.
See, that's too much like doing actual work. I think my character likes carving things out of stone and wood and that type of thing. He likes carving things. It's a weird thing that he just does when he's it's his doing something with his hands while you guys are doing actual work. Once he's has free time after handling the business stuff, he'll just do that. I think.
Yeah. It's something that makes you seem like you're working because it's very like fiddly with your hands and
very tempting. I'm actually going to change it. No, he's an aspiring novelist.
Ah. Yep.
He's writing a book.
We did it.
Yep.
Nice.
It's going to be the best.
That's really good. I like that. Jeff, what are you thinking?
I'm having a tough time figuring one that would be like for my background other than just putting a second dot in work. The other ones that could work would be like destroy, like Mar.
Yeah.
Damage or destroy something because you got to tear it down before you can build it. But
exactly.
One could be, I'm not sure what gaze is for, but from the description, see things beyond. I feel like it'd be like the stand there daydreaming for a second and then be like, oh, I know how to fix this. But I don't know if that's true.
It's exactly that. Also, another thing that's true is, so it's very hard for people to see back past the screen. Like for a watcher, they can just like with their vision look through the screen and see what you're doing and edit it in their head. For mortals, it's possible, but it's very difficult. That's what gaze is for. You could gaze back past it. So have any of you had this experience like when you wake up at night and you look at like a blank wall or something and there's just like kind of like this swirling like staticky pattern just like moving in the darkness? It's like really hard to see, but it's just like when you try to gaze, that's what you see, like, and you can't really gaze much when you look at like a really noisy background, but if you stare at like a blank wall.
Okay.
Yeah. It's also like looking at auras and stuff, just like stuff where you have to like,
Yeah. It's seeing the true undercurrent of the world, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with this. Is at risk of pigeonholing myself. I think I'm gonna go with Mar as my background dot, and then Snoop and Trespass, so Pry as my the one that I can put wherever I want.
Oh, Snoopy
Your
the
body
Assassin.
dice are so good.
My body dice are great, but mind and soul are not.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
So we'll see how that goes.
You're like the fighter of the group, if we were to translate this to D&D terms. You're like the cutter. Awesome. Okay. That is fantastic. So...
Let me see what we do next.
Wait, have I... Oh, that's why. It looked weird for me, because I upgraded one of my abilities twice. So it's like, I technically have less dots, but that's because radio menus.
So, we have a great opportunity right now because we have a hustler in the group, and when you start to have cash, you automatically get a loan of 2 cash to start with. Your debt starts at 2, but
Okay.
since we have a hustler in the crew with the starting ability that gives you an extra stash,
Yeah.
you'll start with 2 stash, because the thing at the beginning where you get cash to start off with technically counts as a loan.
Is that's just me who gets 2 stash, or everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's just you,
Cool.
because of your special ability. If you wanted to
Okay.
play nice, you could turn that stash into cash at the 2 to
That'd
1
only be... Yeah,
ratio.
that's still only 1 additional
But-
cash.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, I will... Do you want to split the 2 cash each, so we each have 1?
Sure.
Cool. Question, I see it here. What is grudge armor?
Grudge armor is your thick skin against troublesome people.
Okay.
So when you distrust people, you can use your grudge armor if they decide to mouth off at you or something.
That's cool. Awesome. Just checking.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else before we jump into the live, play?
Yes, we have to establish our trust.
Okay.
So let me see how this works, because I do not have it written down in the new version. And do you have that old PDF open?
Yes.
Where would it be? Can you control F trust?
I am trust. To benefit from teamwork maneuvers, you must trust the teammate who's helping you. Name the teammates you trust after you pick your load for the score, is what it says, so it's not a permanent thing. You can force any character who trusts you to perform a protect maneuver on your behalf, and they suffer the consequence instead of you. So that's the back end.
Yeah,
you can't.
That's how trust works.
Do you both have to trust each other to do the teamwork?
Depends.
Okay.
I imagine if you were doing a group action, you both have to trust each other. If you're doing something like assist, you have to trust them.
I would imagine it would be the person being assisted has to trust the one assisting them, otherwise they'd likely refuse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Does it say anything in there, any earlier about establishing it at the beginning? I'm gonna try to
pilot
find
episode.
this.
Yes. So ask the last thing here under the pilot episode is ask, what does your character really think about me? The GM always pipes in with an NPC here. Pick who thought the meanest thing. You begin play trusting them. Pick who thought the nicest thing. You begin play distrusting them. So, yeah. So I guess you, Adam, you would be doing so for our experts.
I don't think NPCs get trust. I think only stars get trust.
Okay, but you get to talk, and if one of them would apply to
I get to
them,
pipe in with
it.
with an NPC, and
okay. So yeah, what do I guess I would start. What do your characters think of me? Yeah, Sebastian. Adio is my character's name. What does Sebastian and Aziz think of Adio?
Aziz thinks you're cool.
Okay.
How does this affect gameplay?
So when if I trust you, unless trust is if I trust you, then occasionally, if you would suffer a consequence, you have the option to force me to take that consequence for you. That's the downside to me, to trusting you. The upside is that you can assist me on stuff if I trust you.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can help me and you can hurt me.
So I'm basically deciding whether I trust you or not?
You simply say what your character's opinion of me is, and then I decide if I trust you based on your opinion of me.
Interesting. Okay.
So my character, I'm thinking, he lies a lot. I think his general demeanor is like the season 3 Harrison Wells HR. Every season he's different if you haven't watched The Flash. He's kind of somewhat quirky. He is in the TV show that the character he's based off of is nice. I don't think my character is as nice. I think it's more of a hollow persona. He pretends to be nice. He lays it on thick. He is kind of snake oil salesman-esque. Like he adopts the right tones and stuff, but he's soft and weak. He doesn't do much. He doesn't stand up to people well. He's kind of, I guess, snake-like in both the good and bad ways. Smart, but never, like, his biggest fear is fighting fair or having a fair chance. Mm-hmm. So he will use kindness as much as subtlety to not have to do that. So, yeah, honeyed words is his thing.
Okay. I think, boy, trying to think of what my opinion of a character is before we actually play is an interesting part of character generation. I would probably say that Sebastian is somewhat ambivalent. Like, he doesn't really care if you let other people or whatever. He's annoyed that you never lift a finger to actually, like, fix stuff. He finds it weird that you don't work with your hands. But
and the first thing my character would say, but that gives you more to do yourself, which I know you enjoy doing, and he would keep.
But you also enable him to, like, find work and make money and whatnot. So he's like he doesn't dislike you, but he doesn't think you're like his best buddy.
Yeah. Okay. So apathetic.
A little bit apathetic. Not likely to, like, just be like, if I'm gonna go work for this other group. Yeah. Really, but he's not going to. He trusts you with his livelihood, but he wouldn't trust you with his sister.
That's a very good way to put it. And you said that Aziz thinks I'm awesome?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I definitely trust Sebastian for sure. Yeah. Are you ready for what my character thinks of you?
Yeah.
Sebastian thinks you are a simple man who is very, very easy to manipulate with kind words and platitudes, and that makes this a cakewalk. He thinks you are his puppet.
I like that. Okay.
And Aziz thinks you're more practiced. Like, you basically got to have more of a life experience that she's gotten to have so far.
Yeah.
Because you can do all of this stuff with your hands, and she's like, I mean, I know things, but I only know this one thing.
It's all been book practice, like
Yeah.
book experience.
So I
And she
feel
kind of feels
like
embarrassed about that. Yeah.
I feel like I would. You tell me whether this counts as having trust mechanically, but I feel like Sebastian trusts. Trying to remember that. Adio. Trusts Adio to behave the way he expects, and to get good work and not to screw me over. But he doesn't necessarily believe things you say. He doesn't trust that you're telling truth all the time. He knows you're a shyster. Or, sorry, I guess that's a bad word. He knows that you are a... What is a better word for that?
Con man?
A con man, I guess.
He is. My
hustler.
Is...
A hustler, yeah. He knows you're a hustler. And that you're probably constantly trying to hustle him, but...
It's one of those, like, even if I pay you less, like, even if I trim your hours and pay you a bit less, you're still making more money than you would anyway, so you don't care. Like, if that's why you don't follow up, if you caught him doing it, you would.
Maybe.
I'm not saying I am. That's a PvP thing, and I don't think that's ever a good first session thing. For advanced stuff, yes. For a pilot episode, no. PvP on a pilot episode makes things complicated. I've experienced this myself.
Zinneber says that you are Primarch. You are quieter than the other two of us on the stream.
Interesting.
Although I hear you just as loudly, but apparently on the stream you are less loud.
XSplit says that I should be the same volume. You talk right now?
Hello. I am talking.
Okay. I see what he means. I'm going to see what I can do about that. If I can do anything about that without just turning everything else down in comparison, which I might just do. Yeah. Okay. I've turned everything else down in comparison. Jeff, you want to talk now?
How does this sound?
My levels are saying that it's fairly comparable now. Zig, let me know what you see. And I closed Twitch chat when I meant to click on it to open it. Lovely. Okay. There we go. It's reopened for me. Any feedback yet? If not, we can just get feedback as we keep going.
Not yet.
Okay. Then let's just...
I'll keep an eye over there.
Yeah.
So I would say I have trust. I trust both Adio and Aziz. Is it Aziz or Aziza?
Aziz.
I don't think Aziz. The mechanic trust isn't a thing.
Oh, okay, because not a PC.
Yeah. Oh, I see a sound mixer. Is this what I want? Hold on a sec.
For convenience's sake, since we're already at the last hour, pretty much, do we just want to say that you both trust each other, and then
that's what it's sounding like already? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to turn my mic up. Do I have a limiter on? Yes, I do. Okay, so I can turn it up. I can turn it up a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe what we'll do is take a break. I'll calculate the stuff for the engagement roll. We'll roll the engagement roll when we get back.
Yep.
Did you see Zig's feedback there?
I did. I'm adjusting. We're good.
Cool.
Perfect.
And we'll do an itty-bitty score.
Currently, I should be much louder than you guys because I haven't adjusted anything yet, but that will be fixed very shortly.
Okay.
And then we'll do a score, and then we'll finish up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I have adjusted everything. We should be better. I think I'm still quieter. Okay. Anyways, break time. 5 minutes about. And thank you for watching, people. Everybody mute yourself on Zoom, since I can't mute all.
invisible to all. The mind becomes a wall. All of history defeated with one stroke. How much deception can you take? How many lies will you create? How much longer till you break? Your mind's about to fall. They're breaking through. They're breaking through. They're breaking through. Now we're falling. We are losing control.
He knew the world would not be the same. Few people laughed. Few people cried. Most people were silent. I remembered the line from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty, and to impress him takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." I suppose we all thought that one way or another.
All this pain, I wonder
Hello! Welcome back to the final hour of Mortally Bankrupt, the new game in development by our one and only GM, Adam. And for those who are watching and curious about the game, there will be a second stream tomorrow. Will it be starting at the same time, or 2 hours later?
2 hours later.
So we'll be starting right now tomorrow, because we are 2 hours later now.
On Tux's...
12 minutes ago tomorrow.
12 minutes ago tomorrow. 23 hours and 48 minutes from now.
At twitch.tv/TuxterDamas instead of here.
Oh yeah, on a different channel as well. Because that makes things
super
super easy to find. I will be busy tomorrow evening, unfortunately. I'd like to be there and restream it, but I'm going to a barbecue.
Can't be sad about that.
Let me know when you're streaming, and if I am at home at that time, I might not be, I will try to restream it.
Cool.
Cool.
These get automatically posted as VODs on Twitch, right?
On Twitch, yes, and I will be
Yes.
exporting them to YouTube.
If you leave them for too long, they disappear. As
2
I
weeks,
sadly
I
learned.
think.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I export everything to YouTube that I care about on Twitch.
Yep.
That I make. So, let's jump into it.
So,
we have a thing.
my cursor is hovering over a blue button that says submit.
Ooh.
And
All right.
this is the engagement roll, so we're going to see exactly how dire this house is going to be.
Higher
On the
is
one-
less dire, right?
Yeah, higher is less dying.
Oh, dying. Okay. Wow, oh boy.
What did you actually say?
No, I thought that's what I said. Higher is less dire.
I thought you said dying. Okay.
No,
Though
though that also
extra.
could make sense
No,
depending
I
on
don't
how
need extra dice.
deadly the. Okay, we got a 4. That's
Perfect.
good.
We're right
That's not a
in the middle.
failure. Yes.
So we're in a risky position, which means we're, if I remember the profile correctly of that role, we're meeting head to head. We're taking a risk or something like that.
Yeah,
So,
it's fairly straightforward.
what I have to imagine this means is, we should flashback.
Okay.
Did we want to do our special CGI power where we
Yes.
Yes.
roll the extra die?
Yeah, roll the extra die. We are totally using it. Let me go read it.
So I mentioned
So-
this in our group chat on Zoom, but the people on stream can't see it. So I'm going to explain what's going on. We are renovating not a dorm, but like student housing that's off campus, but
Okay.
nearby. And it's a student from the university that Aziz went to, who she still has connections with. This is one of Aziz's friends. I think this is a dude, and I think his name is... I gotta think of a name.
Malvar.
Okay, cool. How do you spell that?
Malvar.
Okay, cool. NPCs. Here we go. Malvar is a client. Okay, cool.
Yep.
It's a student. And he's very much in debt, which is why he's called the Corner Cutters, to not just die of being in debt upon debt upon debt.
Yep. We're gonna
Because-
do this for the cheapest around.
Yeah,
And that is our pride and joy.
yeah. So he made a little mistake where he just flat out bought an available property and didn't realize that it wasn't flood-proofed yet. So we have...
Didn't do a house inspection.
It's like you pay all the money to get it, and then you have to pay even more money to make sure you don't lose the money you paid in the first place.
And he doesn't have that money, which means he's spending as little as possible on us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's
Excellent.
going and he's having to take out a loan to do even this. So, yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, so cool. You are dealing with some flooding already. Even worse, this place is built on the higher property.
Okay.
So it was like, hey, we can have a first floor that sort of functions as a basement. Not anymore, because floodwaters are rising.
Yeah.
So there's major problems on the first floor, which is kind of turned into a basement because now the water's up here. So it feels like this is ground level, but now there's all this stuff below here, and it's not good.
So the first floor is legitimately like just gone. So the second floor is where people can live.
I feel like there's a floor there's a floor before the force. But wow, that's a tongue twister.
There's a legit basement somewhere.
Yeah, this is a floor that's in trouble. But the thing that happens is that the water level will like water doesn't just sit still.
Yeah,
it also like comes
again.
in waves. So when it comes like this, there's water that comes through that came through a gap in the window, and then the water gets in through there. And if you don't notice that in time, which this person didn't, which Melvar didn't because he wasn't there. Yeah. There's just water sitting in the basement. It's not like it's like making the carpet like damp, and there's a bunch of bacteria and shit, and it's bad water in the first place. So the carpet's done for.
So like, is it currently flooded, or is the flood gone right
imminent
now? Okay,
it's currently somewhat flooded.
I'd say there's like I feel like it's in the range of an inch, maybe 3 inches.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is this like pump it out with a shop vac, or is this like when you walk outside, the flood is just like the whole street is just full of water? It's not going anywhere.
It's probably that, yeah.
Yeah, the whole street is full of water. Like if you look out the window on the first floor that's in trouble, if you were standing outside, your feet would be wet.
Okay.
If we want to do like the pseudo-space moving CGI, do we want to like just shift into that now and just describe ideas we had for like not actually doing it, but if everything went perfectly, this is exactly what would happen?
Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm thinking that we shift into that, and this is during the show. This is like us describing what our plan is going in. Like there's like a montage of us like on one of those boats, like either driving in a big tall wheeled truck that doesn't mind the water, or actually taking a boat to the place with our equipment. And while we're there, we enter the door, and then the CGI thing cuts in, and it shows like we probably like if he wants the whole thing to be usable, then we would probably use like a vacuum thing to suck out the water that's already there. And then while most people would like seal up the windows properly while keeping them as windows, we're just like, okay, cement, just cover the whole thing in cement everywhere while it's dry. And then there's like after the water's pumped out and then the like tiny bit is left to evaporate, there's like this layer of black brownish muck from all the poison from the water. And then we probably see like a person in like an actual not an actual hazmat suit because that's too expensive, but like a makeshift hazmat suit with like a t-shirt tied around their mouth so they don't actually have to breathe it in, and gloves on. But laying down they're like
there's like where
laying down carpet and stuff on top of the mold without ever actually removing it. They're just covering it up, and things like that.
I'm just imagining the sort of gear is like where the boot meets the jeans. You just put duct tape around it.
Yeah, I think we're probably like cleaning it partially. By that I mean we're just literally pouring bleach on the mold and like scrubbing it. Not deeply, not carefully, but like one of those big, really wide, like mop brushes, soap brushes, and then just scrubbing, giving it all just a once over, even though it should have like a 5 times over for this kind of thing. And then covering it with carpet. We probably just like any of the wood and stuff that's damaged for like the furniture. We would either repaint or just oil or just like redo the outer layer. So that probably in a few months it will collapse, but right now it's fine, and that type of stuff.
And we see all that in CGI. It's just like the slow lift, and then all of the old stuff goes away, and all the new stuff comes in. And
exactly, and there's like sparkle sound like effects and stuff.
Yeah.
And we say our catchphrase at the end or something and that's how you get how we get our bang for your buck or something like that.
Oh, great. So we get +1 on the engagement roll?
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that a +1 or a +1 die?
That's a +1 die.
+1 die. So Adam will roll the die, I believe.
Yeah.
You want to say?
So I also want to illustrate this for a second, because the person you're showing this to is not just the weird space people, but also the real cool thing about this power is that you can bring other people into it. So you're literally taking Malvar into the future.
We're literally having a vision together.
Yeah, because
cool.
This is a magical.
Yeah, it just is. It is like
thing.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just is.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And the reason he doesn't acknowledge it when he comes back is because it's erased from his memory, and kind of from your memory too. That's a thing.
Oh well.
Also,
nice. Yes.
Okay.
So instead of being in a risky position, we're in a controlled position.
Yep. So everything starts off going exactly as planned. There are, at least right now, no unforeseen.
Now that mechanic is just we have a 4 and a 6, and we choose the highest, right?
Yes. Yeah. So we
with the first roll,
dice,
I was rolling 2 dice, but I forgot that you had the special ability, and I was like, you should use the power that you have. So I rolled the extra die, and that one was higher. So we chose.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So. So, yeah, control position means everything is going your way right now.
Sorry, did I cause that? A yawning made you yawn?
I didn't notice you yawning, but maybe subconsciously I did on my peripheral vision. So, yeah, I think that control position just means that we have the advantage right now. No surprises to begin with. We just start.
So, is that the advantage against the house that we're renovating, or the advantage against the poor sucker that we're charging money to renovate it really shittily?
Everything. It's just we have the advantage in the show right now, as like the TV show narrative, I think. If that's correct me if I'm wrong, Adam, because it's your game.
So this is controlled. So I think this water has not been standing here for long. So
there's not much muck that would be left over.
Yeah, it's soaking into the carpet, so the carpet needs to be replaced. But
we were expecting that.
When you're going to pull up the carpet, you'll see that the carpet has absorbed all of it, or because house building would be different here, maybe there's like a rubber coating on the bottom of the carpet.
Yeah, where there was like very mild floodproofing, not full floodproofing, and so it's like, you can just replace
just
the
in the
carpet.
way they manufacture their products. Maybe carpet is the thing they make in the factories here. In the factories that poison the water, which poison the...
Yep. It's a vicious cycle.
Okay.
So what's our reputation? Do we have a reputation for trying to make these houses normal, or for just making them floodproof regardless of how horrifyingly ugly it is?
When I look at the sheet, it only says literally as cheap as possible.
So I'm picturing like nail the front door shut, put caulking in the cracks, and then like bungee cord a ladder to one of the windows in the upstairs, and that's how they get in and out of their house now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, let's do it. Yeah. We're like, give us $10. We got the whole thing. Yep. That's perfect. That's exactly what we do.
So, did you want to get that set up?
Yeah. So, if you're gonna do that work, I would like to spend a stress to help you. In that I won't actually do any of the handiwork. No, I will, however, go buy the equipment for you to do the work. So that's how I am helping.
So what exactly? So I'm. Is this a one role for the montage of doing a bunch of different repairs on the house?
I don't think
not all of the repairs, but
the three that you
putting
just
together this thing where they just get out in and out of their house. On, like,
okay, so it's very specific. This one thing we mentioned, we're going to roll for it now. Okay.
Unless you want to be like, here's a clock for the whole house, and I'll narrate.
I think that makes a lot of sense. Actually.
Yeah, I think it makes sense to have a clock. Yeah.
Yeah, and then when we're done, we just end the episode. Okay, yeah.
So
I have somewhere a clock.
Sealing up the door and providing an extra entrance is like one thing.
Yeah, that would be one of the roles, and then however well you do on it, I think would affect how many ticks of the clock it fills up, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
that's based
how
on
do I
effect and stuff? Yeah.
So how do I get dice for this? I am super new to Blades in the Dark. I've literally read a couple chapters of the book so far, and
Adam, if you want to walk him through
Also,
that, I will find some clock pictures that I have.
Good. Also, we need to typecast both of you. I forgot.
Yes.
So you can get more dice.
Okay, how do we do that?
So who typecasts us?
The people, all of the people who trust you, all of the people who distrust you, and all of the people in chat.
Okay.
Give you 3 action dots altogether. Currently, you have nobody who distrusts you because this is a cohesive group. So the negative side of being on the same team is that you lose an action dot. There's supposed to be division in this game. But since you trust each other...
I like that as a mechanic.
Yeah, I like it too. But you can still both give each other a typecast die. So open each other's sheets and take a look at the actions that you think each other should have. And just click the typecast.
And that we can do that for including ones that Dave is 0 in, I assume, right? Is anything?
Yes.
Okay. And then Zig, as the only non-player and non-GM in chat, you will also get to pick a thing for each of us. Now, you probably have no idea what any of these are, so just describe a skill that we might each be good at, our characters, and then we will tick it.
Now, I've made a watcher just before we started the stream, so I'm going to sway things as well.
Excellent. Do you want to describe what that is for the audience? Because I think the whole mechanic of watching.
Yes, I can link the chat game, and that'll explain itself. But basically, the people in chat play these terrors. Good, that link went through because I don't think you're using the bot. That's good.
Good.
Well,
oh yeah, because I'm the broadcaster. You're right, I'm not using the bot.
Aha! So, everyone in chat, if they want to, can play the chat game. And when you play the chat game, you make a character who's like this eldritch watcher thing. They might be an alien, they might be a spirit in the internet, or they might be a Lovecraftian god. And they all of them work together, and they decide which action they want each star to be better at. So if we wanted to dig, what's her name? If we wanted to dig Sebastian deeper into the hole, I would give him a dot and work, which I might.
I have given him a dot and pry, because that's always fun.
I actually gave you the same dot.
Oh!
Looks like we're going to be doing some snooping.
Yeah, we're going to, like, what was his name? Happy? We're going to distract him and be like, ooh, what's down there?
Mm-hmm. Let's look at your artifacts.
Yep.
And the way we assess which action the watchers have picked is the host just looks at chat and sees what the rough consensus is.
Okay. And that's the host or the GM?
That's the host, not the GM.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Let me open up. I don't need that. That's not a thing. This is my character. Excellent. So, Zig, do you have any opinions? If not, then we also will lose out on a typecast, which is cool. What? Okay. So what do we got? So there are 4 ones for body. Drive, which is driving. Mar, damaging or destroying. Prying, sweeping and trespassing, that's already been taken. Work, doing physical labor. Crib, borrow from artistic inspiration. Lie, exaggerate, fake, which is lie, exaggerate, and create drama. Glitch, handle strange technology. Judge, argue and condemn. Gaze, seeing things beyond. Invoke, activate a spiritual ability, entity, or item. Lull, charm, seduce, and mesmerize. Or snap, blow up on people. Those are all 12 of the skills that you can pick from.
God, now I wish I picked mine to... I changed mine to snap instead of work.
Would you like to?
No.
Okay.
I don't see work on my sheet.
It's in chat. As the watcher, Adam chose work.
Oh, okay.
That affects both of us?
Yes.
Okay. So it's sort of the consensus that affects everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay. Then we will...
So do we both
pick
put
that.
Work and everything? Okay.
Yep, we both pick
Yep.
work.
Cool.
Like I'm never actually going to do physical work. No amount of free action dots. Now XP is a different matter, but that's a whole different game. Okay.
Okay, cool.
So,
To make makeshift way to get out of this fucking place and get in and out.
Yep.
So we get
So
2 typecast dice. That's it.
3 is the
Yes.
max, I believe, but right now 2.
Okay.
We're too unified.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, what was I going to say? Let's make the roll. Sebastian, you were going to make the roll, I believe.
Yes.
And
And
I
I'm going
already
to roll
spent
work,
stress.
I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, if you can describe yourself doing any action, you can, but I think you're already good at work. I'm helping you, so you get a die. Why did my stress go away? There we go. Oh, I think I marked stress under the neighborhood, that's why.
So my position is...
Our position's controlled, I remember, based off of the...
Is that,
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
so that's part of...
Engagement.
That's just the engagement position.
Yep.
at first.
And then I
yeah.
hit submit, and it's going to do some stuff. So we have to add dice and whatnot. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be using the dice built into the sheet or what.
So it'll take some of your dice already.
Right.
You should add one more because audio is helping you.
Right.
Let
Are we standard, limited, or great?
me think. I think you're taking on a bunch of stuff. So I think limited.
Okay.
And extra is 1 for being helped?
Mm-hmm. Let's see. It's a 4. So what happens is maybe there's a slight miasma in the basement. The basement, first floor sort of thing, just because of this toxic water. And I like the clocks.
I like the clocks too. I have Apocalypse World clocks ready, and I have
not the same thing.
Scum and Villainy clocks ready, which technically are the same thing, but also you have to spend some time getting them ready as a table, which I forgot that I had to do.
Oh, well.
So,
it's
yeah.
totally fine. Okay.
I could do this,
so,
but I'd have to change the picture each time.
So, since you had limited effect means 1 tick. So instead of being at 0 out of 8, you're at 1 out of 8.
Wait, that's
Okay.
a 6 o'clock.
For finishing the entire renovation.
Right.
And so you've rigged this outside, and that's all done. But just sort of in the way you've described it, there's literally getting out of your house is moving your own body through a rung of a ladder and then finagling yourself like past the window so that you can just get out of your own house. So it's a rough job, and some preparation has been done. So there's basic stuff done already. But with you working in the basement, you've realized that there's this miasma down there, and I want you to take level 1 harm, sickened, because that's what miasmas do to you.
I
Okay.
do. Now, you're not familiar with blades. If you want to, you are able to resist.
I can
this,
resist, right? And then I have to take stress to resist, and we'll roll to see how much stress I take.
Yep.
I might as well do it. I feel like I've been working on these houses and dealing with these smells for a while. So
Yeah, that makes total sense.
So what do I resist with, though? I forget how that works.
I get to choose, and it's based on the type of consequence you're resisting. Right now, you're resisting physical injury, which you resist with body.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Okay.
It makes total sense. You've been working down here forever, so you should just...
So is my body just the total number of dots
Yeah.
in my body section?
So under body XP is another rolling button, and you should be able to click that, and it will roll properly.
Oh,
You take
what
zero.
the...
That's good. That's 6
Oh, okay.
minus. You take 0 stress is what it means.
Oh, that's the stress that I take? Okay, cool.
Yeah. You take
So I
6
just
minus
owned that?
the. Yeah, you roll the 6, and
Cool.
you take 6 minus the highest number of dice rolled.
So Sebastian wrinkles his nose and just continues to put the caulking around that door and
Yep, doesn't bother you in the slightest.
rip the carpet out and stuff.
And the thing about resisting something is that if you choose to resist it, you always definitely resist it. You always succeed at resisting. The question is how much stress you take.
Oh, okay, yeah. Right, it's that anti-whiff factor thing going on.
Yeah. Awesome.
Now, sometimes I'll just reduce the severity of a consequence instead of taking it entirely away. But this is like a level 1 harm already, so taking it down to a 0 means that there's nothing there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Reducing it is the same thing as removing it for something like this.
Yeah.
Right. So I just have no harm right now.
Right.
Yep, you are perfectly fine.
And it took you no stress to do, so great. All
Yay.
Yay.
So, what do we do next? There's some furniture that needs to be redone as well.
Yeah, I think. See, I don't. Redoing the furniture is expensive. What's cheap is getting free handout furniture from garage sales that they don't need anyways. So I think Adio is gonna go. It's gonna go for like a Saturday morning garage sale run and like take his truck and in the drier parts of town, or not the dry parts, the about to be flooded parts. People are moving. He's gonna drive to this he's gonna drive and browse, bin shop at garage sales, find furniture that works for this house, and try to convince them that no one's gonna buy this crap. That they can't take it with them anyways because they're moving and it's too big to fit, and he is willing to take it off. He's gonna pawn star them, like, yeah, something like that. It's worth, and they're selling it for like $50. Here's literally $2 for it, or something ridiculous. And he's gonna try and convince them that it's just their stuff isn't worth paying for, and he's gonna pay. He's doing them a favor by doing a tiny, paying them negligible amounts of money because it's better than they'll get, and they'll have to pay money to move it. So might as well keep it here. Rather not get it moldy. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's your rolling?
I'm rolling fake. I'm definitely exaggerating how awful these things are. I'm definitely lying about this. Their stuff is probably fine.
Yeah.
Am I being helped?
I want to say yes, but I feel like is there a way I can help by not like when I'm not actually with you looking for this furniture?
Well, you could physically be with me.
Is this like a separate scene?
This is a separate thing. Yeah.
So like we could have gone to get furniture separately from when
it's like the TV show cuts to like next we need to get rid of the furniture, but there's like a Mythbuster style narrator.
Yeah. This could have
So I'm like,
could have been shot before the footage of you putting stuff out, even though they say. And after that, we went to a garage sale. Nope, you did it before. That's what actually happened.
Yeah,
exactly.
So while you're like being obnoxious and distracting the people complaining about their stuff, I'm like wandering over to like a little table and I like unscrew the hardware from the legs and put it in my pocket. And I'm like, this table's not even like the legs aren't even standing on this table.
Yes.
I walk away, and so you can walk by and point at the table and be like, "Oh my god, what's wrong with it? What have you done to this table? Why is
That's amazing."
To make it cheaper. So that's how I'm helping.
It's really good.
Yep. Spend one stress, and what's my position? I think it's still controlled in the like TV narrative.
Is that how help works? I spend one stress, and then you get a die.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to help specifically with a skill or anything. It's just spend stress, and I get an extra die.
Cool.
What's my position?
Your position, I think, is I think you're controlled.
Okay.
And I think your effect is standard.
Perfect. And one extra die. 5.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad.
Very good.
Okay.
So, I think the person you're trying to buy this from is like a big old lady, and she sort of caught your friend.
Oh, like halfway through,
yeah. So you get a complication that she's going to become wise to your ways in the future.
Okay, can't get furniture this way again from her.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she's still giving it to us cheap this time?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's like squinty
the deal
eyes.
Was already done, and then she caught me.
Yes.
Yeah. And she's like, hey, wait a minute.
As the couch is being loaded up onto my truck, she's like, why do you have all those screws there?
Yeah, exactly. Because she thought you were just examining it when you were close by it, but when you walked away with parts, she was like, you didn't come in here with parts.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck!
Exactly. Awesome. Yeah. So, we grab all of the furniture that we need and head back. Now, standard success is at 2 or 3? How much
2.
is the standard? 2. Okay, perfect.
Mm-hmm. I'll mark that 3 out of 8.
3 out of 8. 3 out of 8.
Yeah.
Boop.
We've got new furniture. I don't think we've replaced the carpet yet.
Correct. We've never mentioned that. Now, replacing carpet is expensive because carpet itself is expensive. You know what's cheaper?
No. That green, like indoor-outdoor carpet that looks like a pool table, but it's like green, like grass.
Yeah, like the fake grass type of stuff.
Yeah, and it's waterproof. It won't get damaged.
That's all. We see that label and we're like, okay, we're getting that. We're getting that. We don't even.
We
read
just
the rest
have
of the
reams of this stuff already because.
Yes, we bought it in bulk because that's cheap.
We bought it in bulk. We put it in every house.
Yep, that's our trademark. Perfect.
And I think I've forced what's her name, Aziz, to help me lift the roll up and like carry it in through the window and
Yeah.
Mhm.
and
I think you've convinced
cut it
me,
out
like,
with the
I
carpet
won't
set and
actually,
stuff.
yeah, I won't actually, like, do real work, but I'll make measurements. I'm helping you that way.
Yeah, you can.
I have,
you
like, a
can
measuring
measure.
tape out, and I'm like, okay, you should cut this long. That's, like, as far as I'll go.
And that measuring tape is like the only piece of equipment that you bought and brought to the work site.
Like, I keep it on my belt at all times, but, yeah.
Nice.
You have your own, but I just have, like, mine.
Yeah.
I don't even know, but yes. I don't even know, but yes is the answer to that thing in chat, Adam.
Are you taking
But
that
I'm not.
bargain?
I'm not the one rolling. I think Sebastian, you're the one actually doing the real work. I'm spending another stress to help you, by the way.
Do you want werewolves to come to life?
So I'm doing work. And
Okay.
is this controlled still?
It is. There is a bargain. There is an offer by the Watcher in chat.
The
You
moon
get an
makes
extra.
werewolf things spring to life?
Yes.
Like for...
Yeah, they
get a die, and for some
if
reason
and then
werewolves appear?
not appear immediately, but are in the world now.
Look, we need something to make the werewolves. The werewolves aren't here, but there are things that become werewolves in this world. This I know because I have made the game.
Yes.
Okay. And is this like it doesn't actually have to be related to the carpet? It's just
No, it's
No,
it's
it
just
doesn't
a
need to be
totally
related at all.
separate thing.
Oh.
It's
That's
just these watchers pressing in on your psyche to get your permission to use their power.
Affects the world. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like it's kind of like writers of the show get affected by, like, do viewer polls, and so this is a viewer poll, and you're the writer of the show and saying yes or no to this idea suggested by viewers.
Gotcha.
To give it a more mundane metaphor.
Yeah, and why not? Might as well take it.
Okay. Everyone could use a few
So
werewolves.
it's controlled. What's the effect?
Your effect is standard.
Okay.
Oh, and also, if you
then-
want to, you can bank the dice, I believe. You don't have to spend it immediately.
But this is a pilot, so might as well use it.
That's true.
Yeah, and extra, I get 2, one from being helped and one from the bargain.
Correct.
So submit.
Still 5. We get out a lot of 4s and 5s.
Well, yeah, those are always going to be the most common, right?
Yep.
Yep.
But I feel like we're rolling a lot of dice. So you're pulling out the carpet?
Yep, and replacing it with that green. Are you familiar with that green stuff that I'm talking about? Or do you want a picture?
I would like a picture.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's see.
Give it to me. I want to see it.
Oh.
Yeah, so let's see. It looks like perfect. New image, and I'm gonna paste it in the Twitch chat so viewers can see it too. So just
Perfect.
Awesome.
looks like that. It's like this fake. You put it on your patio, or if you
Yeah.
really, it's like
Oh.
some people put it on their porch. It's just this really tacky looking, horrible carpet.
Yep.
But it's waterproof because it's literally made of like garbage bag material plastic that's supposed to feel like grass.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's what we're putting in the floor so that it's waterproof and you don't have to worry about replacing it again.
Yep.
Yep.
Totally waterproof.
Oh, goodness.
You- yeah.
So I'm going to make a clock, and I'm going to say that you hear howling. Thank you for taking that die.
Okay.
I'm going
Howling
to
where? Howling from
Um,
the basement? Howling outside?
That's a good question. It's
Can-
outside, but it almost sounds like it's coming from above.
Sky werewolves.
I think it's unlike because we don't have any forest, right? I think
We're
it's
in the-
likely
we're in the
that they
desert.
come from like the bowels of some ziggurat somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
But these things aren't like pure werewolves, right? They're werewolf adjacent things.
Yeah.
So like there's the howling, and then there's like this grappling, oh, and then it,
Yeah.
howl to hiss, and you hear like scraping on the upper
On the
floors.
ceiling. Okay.
Okay. So we get
now
two more
I don't
checks
have
on that clock, right?
Oh, that's true. We do. I will replace
yes.
it. Now,
5 out of 8.
but where's my 8:05? Here it is. I have a question. Do we have weapons? Is that one of the options for things we can start with?
Yeah, we don't have load.
We don't know what we can
our load.
choose for our load.
Not on the sheet, unfortunately.
Okay.
So I've kind of made it a point that you don't have weapons that are like guns. You like the tool has like
Speak
hammers.
for yourself, sir.
Yeah.
Nail guns are guns.
Exactly. Nail guns are guns.
I would like to call dibs on the nail gun if I can, because I don't actually have the physical strength to get in a fight. So I have the nail gun. Like literally, I think I've never wielded an actual gun in my life. I have it like I've seen it in movies, and I'm like just yeah.
Yeah. You're surveying like the area for criminals and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Not alone. I think what we might see next is all three of us like creeping up the stairs with like weapons in hand, and as we get closer
we hear that in the house.
I think you said like in the upper floors of the house, because we're in the basement first floor.
It sounds like it could be on the roof of the whole house.
Oh, it's like
Whole
actually
building.
that close. I thought it was like in the distance somewhere. You'll have to deal with this one day. But it's like we have to deal with it now.
It was.
Yeah.
It got here.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, what other kind of weapons?
It's a
stole the nail
toolbox,
gun.
so you can have like a big wrench or hammer. Or
You're playing the tool. Your job is to have jackhammers and cement mixers.
yeah,
True.
you can anything like chainsaw.
So
Come on.
I've got a big crowbar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
What does Aziz have?
what else? I think a crowbar, and then like a little like a chisel, as
Like
that I
a
can use
Phillips head
to, like,
screwdriver or
stab.
something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Adam,
So
what
I
does Aziz have?
stabby things.
Yeah, you're still hearing like this scraping, digging sound. But
I'm
you
like
go,
mad because whoever's on the roof screwing around with the roof, we're gonna have to fix that, and we don't have the budget for that shit.
yeah. There's like banging now, like digging and banging, like almost like have you ever heard like rabbits like thump their feet like when they try to scratch themselves? Like
Or a dog.
yeah,
My dog does that. Yep.
Is it that sort of sound? It's just like and just tearing and shit.
Yeah.
So the people that are paying to have us renovate this house, they're not actually here yet, right? They're like, we're fixing so they can move in later.
No, in my idea, Malvar was like, you walked him through the house and you were like, pseudo space, this is what this place is going to look like. And then Malvar was like, oh great, I'm going to go to where I'm currently staying right now.
Yeah, so he's away.
half of the day.
Cool.
Yeah.
But is the guy who keeps artifacts in the basement, well, I guess
Happy?
there's not a basement, but the guy that keeps artifacts in one of the rooms in the house, maybe it's like a bedroom upstairs,
Mhm.
is he around?
Yeah.
No, he keeps it in the bathroom in the downstairs.
Okay.
Okay.
Behind like the shower curtain and shit.
Yeah.
It's in
I
the
think-
stand-up shower.
Well, actually, you know what? This guy, well, none of us are like good at violence. This guy is. And so, forget fighting anything. I'm going to convince Happy to actually take care of it for us because that's kind of my thing.
Yep.
So I'm gonna. I think.
He like comes out of the bathroom and he's like, "The hell's that noise?"
Yeah,
exactly.
It's just like there's like a flushing sound when he comes out. You know very well that there was nothing to flush. It's
flush.
just like I'm using the bathroom and also storing all of my contraband.
Yeah, I have irritable bowel syndrome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like, do you hear that upstairs? Hey, there is howling. I think we're in danger. Happy, we need your help. And I think I have no idea what weapons he has on him. So I think I lay it on thick. I had the nail gun in my hand. I like put it in his hand. Like, here you go. The thing is upstairs. It's making scratching noises. It's you're good at this type of stuff. And I like
and
clasp
you
his
realize why
hand.
they call him Happy, because he smiles as he puts the nail gun in his teeth and he makes this sort of like smile thing. And then he takes out like a spool of wire to like garrote something, and and then he starts going upstairs, and we're going to see how he fares against the werewolf.
Oh, I don't have to roll? Okay.
Yeah, he's just gonna go upstairs unless you want to help him.
Is he basically? Are you doing like a fortune roll, or is he going to be rolling?
This would be a fortune roll.
Dice like us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if we help, does it just add a die to the fortune roll?
I think so, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I will help because I gave him my nail gun, and that's a ranged weapon.
Yeah.
And did he take it with him, or did he give it back and pull out the garrote?
I think he took it with him, but
he took it with him because he had it in his teeth. Remember?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So having given him the nail gun is like worth a help thing.
Yeah.
That's me helping him. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
You can help
so
as well.
Let's see. I would.
You can actually go with him and join the
I'm gonna follow him up because I'm curious, and I kind of, if it's nothing, I need to see what the heck damaged the roof.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna go up there too, but I'm following definitely behind him by quite a good margin, and I'm carrying the crowbar. I've got like, technically, I probably have a couple of smaller tools around in my belt, so if I need a screwdriver, I can grab one. But I'm carrying the big crowbar that we use to like bust open walls in order to put
cool
new drywall down and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So Happy fights the werewolf,
and I'm willing to, assuming Happy actually engages something, I'm willing to go in and take a swing at it.
Yeah.
But
are you doing a group action with him?
I think he's with him. Okay.
Maybe. I don't know how that would work mechanically, so that's your call.
So you would roll probably something like Mar alongside him, and you would both roll and take the best result.
So how does that work if he's rolling fortune and I'm rolling Mar?
If he fails, you'll get stress.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead. So my Mar is 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just rolling 1 die.
So
is that instead
dice.
of helping him? Is that instead of paying
that's
stress
instead
to help
of
him?
That's instead of helping him. Yeah.
Okay.
Which means thank you for reminding me of that, because now he has 3 dice instead of just 2.
So basically, I am, instead of giving him a die, I'm rolling a die. So whether I take stress is optional instead of, or is random instead of I just take a stress and give him a die.
Right.
Yes.
That's an interesting way to do it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if I want to do that, I roll Mar. Position?
I think our position, since we're now fighting a werewolf,
risky or
is probably desperate.
Is it?
Especially since Happy is trying to garrote it.
Yeah. So does it become desperate? I don't know how the mechanics work. So Does it become desperate because it's tough, even though we haven't got up there yet, or is desperate more for like I'm already facing him and he's like got his jaws in my face and I want to hit him?
I think this is the whole fight.
So since you said you wanted to fight the werewolf, I'm assuming we're flashing forward to fighting the werewolf.
Oh, we're flashing forward. We're on the roof and okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
I think this is like how the whole werewolf fight goes.
And what's the effect? Limited?
Yeah, probably.
Lame. But what can I expect? I'm armed with a tool.
Yep.
And extra, I don't get anything extra. So submit. I got a 5.
We both got a 5.
Okay. So no, you don't have to take any stress, which is good.
Okay.
But desperate consequences are really bad.
Oh yeah.
So, I think it's safe to say that I'd like to see this scene from, since this is a reality show, so we don't really see violence that much. We see the entire scene from Adio's point of view.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm like, I'm like curled up under the table downstairs.
Yeah.
There's a tablecloth, so I'm hiding there. So I'm like pretending I'm not there.
And we hear the soundscape as though it were recorded from in the right place. Like if there were an action scene out there, we just take the audio from that and then put it to Adio cowering beneath the desk. So it's not like muffled or anything. We just hear exactly.
We hear it fully.
And it's just
we just don't see any of it. Huh.
Just like, oh fuck, it's coming closer, and then he is like winding, like of the wire coming out of the spool, and just and sounds like that, and
they're like clunk from the nail gun.
Yeah, exactly.
So
nail gun firing wildly. And,
exactly. So when all is quiet and I creep upstairs calling for Sebastian and Happy's names, what do I see? And I think
they're passed out. They have like they haven't had body parts ripped out or anything. They've been like clawed a little bit.
Would it be like would it be a level 2 harm or level 3?
No, this isn't harm at all. I'm gonna turn you into a werewolf.
This is the werewolf curse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
do you want to take that, or do you want to resist it?
Oh, I'll become a werewolf. That's fine.
Good.
So, but I don't actually write clawed or mauled or anything on my harm section.
Nope, this is a complication instead, because what I'm going to have you change something on your sheet instead, which is you see where it says tool up there?
Yep.
Click on that box and change it to freak instead.
Oh, so I'm changing my whole
playbook.
Yep.
Okay. And then what else changes with it?
I think now
so you're going to like this. Get rid of one of your dots in work and one of your dots in drive.
So I only have one dot in work except for a typecast. So I get rid of both.
Yep.
Okay.
Then mark a dot in gaze and mark a dot in mar.
Okay. So now I'm better at destroying stuff. I'm not very good at fixing things at all.
Mm-hmm. And also, that first ability you got, yeah, that thing. You forget how to use those tools, and you replace it with an ability called Blasphemous Talents.
Okay.
Which reads, you may spend 0 to 3 stress to perform a disturbing unnatural feat. Turning into a werewolf.
or doing other werewolf-esque things.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Smelling
very
fear.
vague sounding.
I think that's intentional. You
It
can
is.
interpret it. You can use it for anything that you want to. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then, do we end it with me, like, grabbing myself when I'm calling the police or something?
That's
Calling an
cool. We
ambulance.
never actually finished the job. We just...
Yeah, it's the pilot episode. You can't just finish
Yeah.
a job in the first episode.
Yeah. You go upstairs and get mauled by a werewolf.
It's
In
it's
the
one of
show
those,
about
like...
renovating houses.
So can
It's-
I do
perfect.
before we end it? Can I do a confessional after being turned into a werewolf?
Yes, you have stress to clear, so you can totally do it.
Perfect.
So I don't know what that actually looks like in game mechanics wise, but I
So what I
foresee-
do is... So you clear one stress,
Okay.
because you're confessing, you're relieving things off of your heart.
Mm-hmm.
I will mark a confessional that you used it on the show sheet. There
Okay.
we go. It's done.
Okay.
And now
So
you
I'm-
need to answer a question.
Okay.
It sounds like you're going to propose your own question.
Well, I don't know. Let me tell you what I see, and then you can tell me what I need to do to answer a question.
Okay.
So I'm a air quotes werewolf, but I'm still a human most of the time, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So you see me sitting on that stupid garage sale couch in the living room. The floor in the living room has that green carpet on it, and I'm like holding my nail gun. And I'm just like looking at it and wishing that I still knew how to like build things. And I look up to where the camera lens would be if there were a camera lens. And I'm like, I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't damage to the roof. I just wanted to make sure that there was, that some stupid kid wasn't up there ripping shingles off or making it, costing us money. But now, and he's like shaking. He's like, I can't even grow out a bathroom. And I have this weird urge. And he looks towards, like, off camera, towards where maybe other people in the house might be. He's
Yeah.
like, I just, instead of building, I want to taste human flesh. And then
Awesome.
that would be like the end of it, but I don't know what
Yeah.
question that would answer.
Narratively, I have a question.
The question I was going to answer, the question that I was going to ask is, how's life as a werewolf?
Let's answer that. I'm
Yeah.
wondering, and maybe this is like a future confessional thing, so we can intentionally not answer it now, but why specifically can't you do the things that you could before? Like, is it that your hands are too shaky? Is it that your mind is foggy and you literally can't remember to? Or is it that your body is not able to, like, do what your mind wants it to do anymore, or something like that?
Yeah, that is a good question, and I am honestly not sure.
Okay. Perfect.
Um,
That's a perfectly fine answer, because it's not a confessional thing. Sweet.
does my narration answer the what's it like being a werewolf though?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So mechanics wise, is that when you switch playbooks and you lose some dots and gain dots and other stuff? Is that is that specific to this game, or is that just a normal Blades in the Dark mechanic?
Oh, it was
It's-
just a fancy complication.
Yeah,
you could
it's,
do that in Blades too if you wanted to.
It does. It's
Interesting.
rare in Blades. This is a one-shot, so it's probably... I imagine that's why it was done the first time.
Right.
But, yeah.
Gotcha.
So, I think that's it.
Yeah.
If that's not it.
Mhm.
XP doesn't matter. I have to go very quickly. So, thank you everyone for watching.
Thank you guys
um,
for playing.
If you want to watch, again, Tuxtradamus tomorrow, an hour ago, 23 hours from now. Tuxtradamus on Twitch is where another stream of this, another one-shot, will be produced. I will, if I am able to, I will restream it, so you might be able to catch it here. If not, Adam, if people do come here to catch it, you can just put a link to Tuxter Damas's Twitch in my Twitch chat, and that'll be fine.
Okay, totally.
And that's it. Thank you, everybody, for watching the stream.
Cool.
Yeah. Does anyone want to sign off or give shoutouts or anything?
Yes, because I want to say in the after credit sequence, Happy is also a werewolf, and he's like, I mean, you don't have to act so melodramatic all the time.
He's exactly the same.
Yeah, and his like fingernails turn into like dog claws and shit, and yeah.
He's like the cutest werewolf ever. I just want to pet him.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be amazing. That would be a cool role-playing game, like taking care of horrible supernatural creatures, kind of like a zoo.
Nice.
That could be a show type.
Yep, that could actually be. Yeah, that would work really well. Okay, end of the stream.
Ooh, also show type. The ghost hunters that they go into
Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, ghost hunters.
We have fucking done that before. Yeah.
Although
awesome.
It seems that might be too on the nose because the whole point is that the supernatural stuff is happening. But
I need to go.
Yep.
Thank you everyone for watching. Adieu. I don't know if I pronounced that right.
Bye.
Bye.